What's up, guys? It's John with NBC, and now we are going to be sending the cards for our $700 fantasy football challenge. Stay tuned and see what we're going to be sending off. All right, guys, so like I just said, we have the cards back for our fantasy football challenge. Unfortunately, we couldn't get together to go over them, but we will each do our own videos to show you what we're going to be sending. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my cards on the screen here. So if you remember from our last video, for this challenge, we had to submit at least 5 cards. We have a team that is made up of a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defensive player. And we had 12 people on our team, and we had to send at least 1 player at each of those positions to complete our team. So this is my team that I am going to be sending to PSA to see how well we do. So I'm going to start with my defensive player here, Ahmed Sauce Gardner. Love this guy. I think he's going to be a force to reckon with on the Jets for years to come. He's going to be a Jalen Ramsey type player. So here he is. I have 2 of the same cards, so he doesn't actually have a field level. He has suite levels, and I like the vertical suite level better than the horizontal field level from this year anyway. But both of these cards are going to be numbered out of 49. Super nice cards. I think I have these both pre-rated at a 10. One is the red, which is the Mojo looking card over here, and then one is the red disco. So I have both parallels of this card out of 49. Pretty cool. So I only bought 1 running back, and it was this Breece Hall Elite Series Rookies, which is number 10 out of 10. I don't think this is going to grade a PSA 10 because of the centering on this card. As you can see, it is a good deal off left to right. I just didn't want to have to buy any more running backs, so I was like, you know what, even at a 9, I'm going to make probably a little bit of money, or at least break even on it. So let's send it. I think there also might have been a small mark above the S, somewhere around there, but it's still a really cool card, and it's bookend for Breece Hall. So I'm sending it, and I have to send it because it's the only running back card that I purchased. So then we're going to move into some wide receivers here. So we have a nice Jamar Chase Silver Prism. Looked pretty centered to me, maybe slightly thick on the bottom. Left to right, it looked pretty good. There was a dimple, as you can see. Actually, I'm trying to think if that is on the card or on my sleeve. I can't tell. It's on the card. Okay, I thought it was on the card. So we have a small dimple on the card. I pre-graded this one a 9, possibly a 10. So we will see how that one goes. But even at a 9, I was breaking even. So I was like, you know what? I might as well send this and then maybe get a 10. And then it's like a $200 to $300 card at a 10. Oh, don't show that yet. Okay, but we had another wide receiver. So this one was actually cracked. I think I have, yep. So this was an SGC 9.5. It is numbered out of 26, so it's a really cool Amon-Ra St. Brown Contenders Optic rookie ticket. I want to say it was a 9.5 because the centering is slightly off left to right. I don't think that there was anything else really going on with the card, so it's got a shot at a 10. Obviously super low pop on this, so I think I got it for like $100. Hopefully at a PSA 9 I can still get my money back, but at a 10 it's just gonna go for, you know, more than that. I don't think there's really comps to compare it to, but I thought it was a sweet card, so I purchased it. So then moving on to my tight end, I have a Dalton Kincaid white checker, or black and white checker, and I thought this card was clean. As you can see, the centering is spot on, even down to where the checkerboard lines up on the card. So I thought this is going to be a PSA 10 all day. I'd be surprised if it doesn't come back a 10. Looked real clean. Obviously the back is a little bit OC, but not much at all. Definitely within tolerance for PSA. So there's my tight end, Mr. Dalton Kincaid, black and white checkered. Then moving on to the QB position, we had, I actually had 3 QBs that I drafted, one being Kyler, Trevor Lawrence, and then I also had Joe Burrow, as you'll see right there. I thought this one was a pretty clean card. We will see how they graded. I think it's either a 9 or a 10. I picked it up for like 25 bucks. So I was like, you know what, we'll send it. If it gets a 10, awesome. If not, I'll break even, more or less. So there it is, Kyler. And then this was a pretty big one here with the Mr. Joe Burrow orange laser. This one was actually pre-graded as well. It was an SGC 9, and I have to believe it was for centering up and down. So you can see left and right isn't too bad, but up and down, again, it depends on if you go off of this marking or below the Cincinnati Bengals black marking there. If you go off of the first one, it looks centered. If you go off the bottom one, it's top heavy. So I have had cards with this same centering gem out before, which is why I was like, you know what, we're gonna send it. And the other reason is I got this for about $130 shipped. So even at a 9, this goes for like 170 bucks. So I was gonna make a little bit of money even if it gets a 9. So I was like, you know what the heck, let's send it. If it gets a 10, this is like a $400 card. So I was like, the risk reward is there. So you gotta send it. And so those are my cards. I actually ended up with 8 cards to sell. I have a couple left over here and I've sold a couple already, that just didn't make the cut. I have this super nice Trevor Lawrence red stars. And unfortunately, and you can see the centering on this is like spot on, but unfortunately it has a crease on the back. I don't know if you can see this or not. Right there, yep. So that's not gonna grade. So, I mean, and if it does, it's probably a 7 or an 8 because of that. But that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's still a really nice card. So I'm gonna have to sell that one. And then I had a couple Dalton Kincaid silvers. I was just on the fence with these because they were either a 9 or a 10, but at a 10, it's only like $75, and at a 9 you're losing money. So I was like, I better get something a little high dollar, which is why I got that checkerboard. And this actually came with the Jamar Chase, this Joe Burrow super OC up and down, so I'm not sending that. But that is my submission, guys. Check out the other 2 guys' submission here in just a sec.
First, we're gonna start with Jim Mint John's cards. So if we remember, we had Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Saquon Barkley, Devon On-Chain from Miami, not exactly sure how to say his name, Nico Collins, Sam Laporta, and Kyle Hamilton, amongst other players. But the players that I just mentioned will be in this sub. So we're starting off with a little Jalen Hurts Select die cut, that light blue retail prism. So it's looking pretty good on the front. Oh, got pre-grades on the back here. So we'll go ahead and show those off. It looks like Jim Mint John is expecting a Jim Mint on this one. Next one up is another super liquid card. This is an optic blue scope Jalen Hurts. Let's see what Jim Mint John says. Got a pre-grade of a 10, so very confident in this one as well. If he can get 2 10s on Jalen Hurts, that would be a really, really good start for him. We got a beautiful Contenders optic of Jordan Love. This looks like a base card. However, it is another predicted Jim Mint card. Let's see, the front looks pretty good. Top section looks a little thicker than the bottom, but Jim Mint John still thinks it's going to be a 10, and that's his quarterback. So 2 Jalen Hurts, beautiful non-base, and then even though it's a base card, Contenders optic is a good set. Moving on to running backs. Saquon Barkley, Contenders optic. This is the blue out of 99. This one looks pretty centered as well. Maybe a little bit thicker on the top, but definitely within range. However, this isn't a rookie card, although he thought it was a rookie card when we first reviewed it. So even though he has 2 9s here, looks like he is predicting a 10 on that, which is what he'll need to sell that non-rookie card for a decent profit. But if I remember correctly, he actually got this card for free. So, you know, $18 into, or $16 into the grading fees. And if it gets a 10, I'm sure he can make 40, 50 bucks. Anyways, here's the Miami running back I was butchering his name with earlier. It's an orange laser. Might be a little bit thicker on the right-hand side, but probably still within tolerance. And it looks like Jim Mint John thought so. And looks like he was between a 9 and a 10, and he decided to side with the 10. We had one wide receiver card, Nico Collins. It is a mosaic. It's like that orange color burst. It's just an orange prism. It's just a retail variation. He has it pre-graded at 10. Houston Texans are going to do some big things this year with CJ Stroud. So Nico Collins is pretty safe. Had one tight end card. So one wide receiver, one tight end card. This is the Sam Laporta Phoenix. Not exactly sure what the parallel is here. Not very familiar with the set. I think he was just trying to get it in here to avoid the $50 deduction for the challenge by not having a specific role or position in the submission. But nevertheless, this is a Sam Laporta Phoenix out of 99. He pre-graded it a 9. He's definitely sending it in to avoid that $50 fee. So a guy that he's been getting a little bit more enjoying collecting and purchasing cards is Kyle Hamilton. So here's a silver mosaic rookie card. Looks pretty clean, and he believes it's going to be a 10. This is a filthy card. A nice red wave prism auto. Looks pretty centered. Bottom looks a little bit thicker, but he pre-graded this a 10. Auto sticker crooked. I don't think that will impact the grade at all. But this is numbered out of 149. Great to see him get a nice prism and auto of one of these players, even if it's just a defensive player. And then one more prism. This is one of those fast break, no huddle prisms. I believe one of the other, and he has it pre-graded at 10. So Jim and John is submitting a really nice order. I'd say with the exception of maybe one card, everything looks really good. So once again, Jalen Hurts die cut light blue, Jalen Hurts blue scope, base continuous optic Jordan Love. I think this is probably second or third year. Saquon Barkley continuous optic at a 99. Devon on-chain orange laser rookie, Nico Collins, Sam Laporta, 2, and then 3 Kyle Hamiltons, the mosaic, and then 2 prisms. So good sub from Mr. Jim and John. Now moving on to my submission here. Let's go ahead and start off with a nice little base card of Justin Herbert. This is the select field level. Yeah, it's just a base card, but I thought it was nice. If it gets a 10, I think there's a good profit opportunity with this card. So here is a Justin Herbert. Unlike John, I don't have my pre-grades on the back. How about a Patrick Mahomes season ticket silver prism? Obviously not his rookie year. However, it is Patrick Mahomes and he does sell. This was a really nice card. I thought this one was coming back a 10. So pre-graded this one a 10. I also think this one is a 10. Then we transition to running backs. So I only have one running back card that I'm sending in, and that's a Christian McCaffrey Donruss Optic base card. 2 base cards already and 3 cards so far, but at the same time, there's definitely some profit opportunities with these cards based off of my entry point with them. But I thought this was, if I remember correctly, I thought this was going to be a 10. Really nice Donruss Optic card. And then I only have one wide receiver as well. So not carrying much weight with quarterbacks, running backs, or wide receivers. But this is a beautiful Zay Flowers Silver Prism. Again, entry point was like super low. I think this one was like $2 or something like that. I think it was like less than $10 shipped. But I think this one is going to come back at 10 as well. It's not a huge card out of 10, but, you know, got to get a position in there to avoid that $50 deduction. Now, I do have a couple tight ends. This is where I decided, you know, I drafted Travis Kelce and Jake Ferguson. I was able to find a longevity Travis Kelce rookie card. I believe I graded this one. I pre-graded this one a 10. Seemed pretty consistent with these pre-grades so far, which is kind of scary. We also have this the Panini Score, which is, I believe, the hobby version, because the hobby or the retail has red paint there, whereas hobby is like a foil. At least I think that's how it is. I know there's a variation between the two. There's either red print or there's a foil print, but I think this card comes back a 10. I guess I'm just thinking all these cards are coming back a 10. Here's my final tight end card for the tight end position. This is Jake Ferguson, Donruss Optic base auto. It is numbered at a 150, and I believe I had this card coming back a 10 as well. I thought it was really clean. And I guess literally all the cards that I purchased, I thought were going to come back a 10. I'm hopeful. I'm always optimistic. Last card, we got Trent McDuffie. 3 Kansas City players in this submission, but, you know, it is what it is. Trent McDuffie, Contenders Optic, auto. This is going to be the teal out of 99. He was really good in the Super Bowl, really good in the playoffs. I think he's really liquid. I've been selling him in my personal collection, and pretty confident this will sell for some good money if it gets the gym mint. Even at a 9, I'm pretty sure I'll give my money back. But quick recap of my submission. And I had some money left over after purchasing these cards, as you can imagine. So I have some money to play with up until the deadline. But I'll have to either sell them raw or figure out an alternative grading solution. Anyways, Justin Herbert select field level base rookie card. Patrick Mahomes non-rookie card, Contenders Optic silver. Base Christian McCaffrey Donruss Optic. I got a Zay Flowers silver prism rookie. Travis Kelce longevity rookie. Travis Kelce hobby score rookie card. I believe I said rookie twice. Jake Ferguson rated rookie sticker auto, but an auto nonetheless. And then a Trent McDuffie auto teal out of 99. So those are the cards. Depending on where we plugged in John's cards in this video, you have now seen all the cards that we're submitting into PSA. So stay tuned on the next video with this challenge on our reveal. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.